Right, here we go again, Frankie Parsons here, bringing you the very best recommendations in PC games for the single player, where I give you a top 20 of a chosen genre. Today's genre is the Isometric Action RPG. Let's open the curtains and go straight to the 48 genres today. No fiddle-fart arsing about. Tier 1 we've done... before we... take away the genres we've already done, let's have a quick look at the action RPGs of the indie variety, because this we have already done in one of our videos, and I just wanted to put it up there just to show you that these games do not qualify for today's isometric action RPGs, because these are the indie games. Curiously enough, not many are like the Diablo style isometric type of gameplay. They've got their own quirky little features and things like that, because they are mainly independent, and they of course have free reign to do that. Anyway, let's go back to the genre list. Take away 5 we've done from tier 1. We're going to take away 4 from tier 2, and we're going to take away 4 from tier 3. And today, of course, focusing on the action RPG, it says here, but specifically, of course, we're doing the isometric action RPG. Let's have a look at the top 20. And make sure we got the medals in place, followed by the bouncing honourable mentions. Boing. Starting off, of course, with Diablo 2, which is now decades old, but they are going to bring out a resurrected version this year, which is going to be a fresh lick of paint, and thoroughly looking forward to that. Hopefully that one will go up to a platinum once that's been played. Last Epoch is still in early access. It's not quite out yet. I haven't even purchased the game, but that's there in the wings, waiting. Vikings, Wolves of Midgard, and Warhammer Chaos Bane are supposedly disappointments. I've not actually played the games yet, so hence the reason why they're not in the main grid. Let's go to bronze. Here they are. These are fairly old games. Fate is a precursor, really, I think, to Torchlight. Torchlight 1, of course, the prequel to number 2. We've got Gauntlet, which is more of a top-down kind of arcade-style game, and Magicka 2 is full of fantasy, full of good humour, actually. Very strange sort of humour there from Sweden. Bit quirky, bit nice. Let's go to silver. Headed by the very interesting Sacred 2. You do need, I think, the community patch for that to run properly. I've not actually tried the community patch on it. I have run it, though, without that, and it's very unstable. But really good game. When it runs, it's sparkling, it's dazzling, it's fantastic. That's Sacred 2. Quite a retro game, that one. Shadows the Awakening is a CRPG kind of game. Not quite your hack and slash in the style of Diablo. There's a little bit more to it, I think, regarding loot and all the rest of it. Titan Quest is a really good game, which is like the prequel, or it came before Grim Dawn. The makers of Grim Dawn there did Titan Quest first. It's quite a slow-paced game, but good. And Torchlight 2, which is, of course, is the better version of Torchlight. We won't say anything about Torchlight 3. Let's move on instead to Gold. And if you want to try something a little bit different to the usual formula, you might want to try Darksiders Genesis, which has a lot of jumping around and lots of different features there, or Victor Vran, which is a mission-based action RPG, which I think is cracking and totally underrated. You've got those that are kind of more your standard fare, which is the Van Helsing series, 1, 2 and 3, or to give it its full title, The Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing, and of course Warhammer, the Inquisitor, which comes Martyr, and then of course comes with Prophecy as well. Let's go to the Platinums. So, of course, today's game, Diablo 3, that's coming right up. We've also got Path of Exile is next. Now, I've put that next because if you take about 96-97% of players who are into action RPGs, the isometric kind, those are the two that they basically play. Those are the Liverpool, the Man Uniteds, the Man City of action RPGs. The next one, Grim Dawn, is more of your sort of Champions League type of affair. A lot of people like Grim Dawn, but as I say, the other two are way ahead. And then you've also got, this is a bit controversial, Wolcen, which not a very popular game, unfortunately. It was supposed to be the next Diablo 3 killer when it first came out, but since then it was released, a lot of people are disappointed with it. Personally, I think it's a fine game, that one, Wolcen Lords of Mayhem. Anyway, let's have a look at Diablo 3, today's featured game. So here we are at the home page. This is the first page you get to when you first start the game. There are two modes really that you'd be concerning yourself as a single player for single player. You've got the campaign where you do about 5 acts altogether. It takes about 25 hours, and you just basically go from one area to the next, defeating lots and lots of monsters. Adventure is more of a mission-based affair where you're given 5 different areas to complete. You'll get an objective, you finish that area, and then you go on to the next one, and then you get a big reward at the end. Okay, that's the modes. You also got some lots of menus here. You can look at all the different heroes that you've got. There's 7 different characters that you can choose altogether. There are these plus a necromancer. You need to pay for the necromancer, which I haven't yet done. So there's lots to peruse there. You've also got leaderboards if you're that way inclined, if you want to be competitive. There are loads of achievements, so you can have a look at the campaign and see all these different acts, and there's all these different achievements you can do within these acts. Loads and loads of different options here. Classes, so for each and every class you've got different achievements as well. My Barbarian is in his sort of infancy at the moment. He's only level 9, but you've got that for all the different classes. You've got that for different dungeons as well, so the Barbarian can do these achievements, the Crusader these achievements, and all the rest of it. You can do those. There's challenges again within each of the acts. You can scroll through, and I guess you can try and do particular challenges in that respect. Seasons, as I say, are more for more competitive people. I tend to avoid that. So those are different things you can do there. Now your heroes. Okay, I've got 6 on the go here. As I say, the Necromancer I haven't yet got. You do need to purchase that with the DLC, and then you get the Necromancer. So I'm just leveling up all my different characters here. What I propose to do really is to take you through maybe 3 or 4 of these different characters, show you a bit of gameplay for each one, and give you an idea of the type of game we got here. So we're going to start with the Barbarian. He's level 9. He's on an adventure, so let's dive in. Select him and start game. So the first thing to mention really is this is a Blizzard game. You'll need the Battle.net launcher to launch the game, so you'll need to download that. They do things really well, Blizzard, especially the dopamine fix. They are masters at that with World of Warcraft, with the real-time strategy game StarCraft 2, with Hearthstone, and of course with Diablo 3 as well. There is a map, so you can tab it, and you can see that there are a lot of different areas that you can explore here. This is as a hub area. Really, it's for shops, for repairing weapons, for looking at different upgrades to various things and all of that, but I'm not going to go into all of that because that's going to take far too long. You've got, of course, got your inventory, so this is all your stuff that you're equipped with. This is a level 9 character, so it's early days. He's got a shield here, but he's doing a two-handed wielding a two-handed weapon, so he's not going to put on his shield. So there's that. I like the way you can zoom. It zooms in a little bit on the character when you do that. Now, as an adventure, you go to the waypoint, you look at the map here. You can do 5 different scenarios for each of these 5 acts. So there's 1, 2, 3. There's 5 acts altogether. You dive in. Let's say, for example, go into 2, and you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different scenarios it gives you. You dive in. You're given an objective. You complete it, and then you hand it in, and you get a big reward. And that's basically what adventure is. And for each one you do, you get this ticked off, and you get this nice little chest here. So let's go with a little bit of gameplay. We'll go into a random one. Let's go the Ancient Waterway. And here we are. So here's your objectives here on the right hand side. He's wandering around here. Probably won't do the whole thing. As I say, I want to try and get through a couple of, maybe 2 or 3 characters. I've got my my middle finger on 1. I've got my index finger on 2 because he's only got 2 abilities here. On the right, I right click on an enemy to deal my cleave, and I left click for cleave, and I right click for the Hammer of the Ancients. Now, for a melee class, particularly Barbarian, you have to build up fury, so I'll explain that shortly when we go into the dungeon. And that's throbbing there, which means that's saying you go through here to achieve these objectives. So let's go down into the channel, and of course that again that points you in the right direction. So let's smash in a few monsters, shall we? There's your jump ability, and start smashing them around. And when you smash them around, you'll notice the globe on the bottom corner there, the yellow globe going up. That's my fury. And once I've got enough fury, I can then use my Hammer of the Ancients. So cleave, cleave, cleave. Let's do a leap. Boom, and then hammer of the Ancients. Hammer of the Ancients. Hammer of the Ancients. A bit of cleave, and onwards and upwards. And that, guys, is pretty much how the Barbarian works at the moment at level 9. Of course, there's loads more to unlock. Boing. Doing a nice leap attack on this corpse. And again, doing the hammer of the ancients because my fury, I've got enough fury, I can do that. And then I need to build it up again, so I'll start doing my cleave. The cleave is a attack where you do a kind of an AoE melee attack. Have a bit of that, have a bit of that. Okay, and then everything you pick up goes into your inventory. I haven't picked up anything, but I do collect a lot of gold, and the gold spans across all your characters. So press the inventory, you'll see that I've got, well, you can't quite see it, yes you can now, 1.3 million. So all of that gold is collected by all 6, 7, whatever characters you've got. I'll do a little bit more gameplay, and then I'll show you another character. Again, I'm going to do my leap. Leap. Overpower. Cleave. Cleave, cleave, cleave attack, hammer of the ancients, have a bit of that. And there's a chest to open, all your stuff flings out, loads of gold there, you just kind of go over it and then it's automatically collected. I've picked up something that goes in my inventory, that of course is not for my class, so I cannot equip that for obvious reasons. Knock down the environment as well, and that destroys enemies. Let's do a leap. Hammer attack, cleave to build that fury, and collecting bits and pieces, and another bit of equipment. Is it worth equipping? Not really. And that's it. Okay, there's also a mini map here, so it tells you where to go. You can put that on the screen there for easy access. The leap, then I do 2, and then cleave, build that fury.
Still recharging.
Boom. Cleave, cleave, hammer of the ancients, cleave, 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 leap and smash, and attack number 2, which is the overpower. And there you go, and onwards and upwards. Right, so here we go, we've returned to the home page. We're now going to have a little look at the Demonhunter. She's a ranged warrior, she's level 70, so we'll be able to see maybe a few more abilities here. As we select the hero, we're going to jump into the game settings, and I'm going to show you the difficulty settings. There are 20 of them. Normal, hard, expert, master, and then torment, and then from torment it goes all the way up to torment 6, to torment 11, all the way up to torment 16. So highly customizable when it comes to difficulty, but as this is for demonstrational purposes, we're going to take it nice and easy, and we're going to go with expert. And partly that's what I like about this sort of game. You can come home from work, you might be feeling stressed, you just want to smash your way through a load of horde of monsters, you know, and you can go for normal, and you will not get a particularly difficult time. But if you want more of a challenge, you know, knock it up to torment, whatever, and away you go. Okay, here we are. Remember, the hub world that you start in depends on the act that you're doing. I've got a few paragon points here, but I'm not going to spend them just yet. You also, of course, have a stash. I may not have mentioned that before, so you've got a nice area here to stash anything that you might want to use later. There's gems here, also you can socket in these items, so you'll notice, particularly with a ranged attacker, I've socketed mainly green items, in fact exclusively green items. So let's consider which act we're going to do for Demonhunter on this particular run. As I say, remember there's 5 different acts to do. Let's go with variety. Last time we did 2. Let's actually go with number 1 and jump into the Royal Crypts. Maybe the Caverns of the Arcane. Let's try this one. So Caltrops for slowing them down, Vault to escape, and Fan of Knives for a little AoE, Rapid Fire, and there's your AoE attack, which softens them up a little bit. Caltrops. As you can see, my health has not gone down very much, so it's not super duper difficulty, and we're nearly there. So in that particular attack, there it is. There's your Demonhunter's abilities. You see the throbbing dot there on your mini-map on the top right. That's where I need to go. So we're going to do one more. Caltrops, Vault, Fan of the Knives, Rain of Vengeance, rain it all down. And there you have the Demonhunter. Boom. Okay, so once again we're back at the home page. All you do, you switch hero, you select from your roster of heroes. We're going to go with Wizard. We'll try a Mage class here, and let's jump in. And as I say, jump in. And here we are. As you can see, he's dressed in a different garb. He's got a nice little hat on, he's got a staff. We'll just do a little bit of gameplay and we'll call it a day. Let's do a higher act. Let's go for the Garden of Hope. And I'm just going to play, I'm not going to speak. Let's give it a little dibble dabble do. Dibble dabble dibble, dibble dabble do. I think we've got to go down here.
Spirit is free now, Angel. I need arcane power. Get any better?
And there you go, a little bit of a boss battle for you at the end there. So when you finish your objective, you simply press M to go back to the waypoint to take you back to base, and then you drop off all your stuff. Once I've done that, there you get your inventory up, you drop off all your rubbish, and rinse and repeat. And that, ladies and gents, is Diablo 3, and it's a fantastic game, of course. It's that and Path of Exile is the isometric action RPG to get. And I'll see you in the next video. Ta-ra!